talking about this topic for a good while now, a few years at this point, and we wanted to continue the discussion of Power Rangers moving away from the Sentai and what this means for the brand, what does it mean for Super Sentai, and what does it mean for us fans in the future. We're gonna talk about it, make some fan theories and predictions, listen to you guys out there, and more. Hit that intro, Rangers.
You are watching the Fan Club.
You're watching the Fan Club.
And you're watching the Fan Club. Do you know what time it is?
And you know what time it is.
It's time for the Fan Club. Let's go. Hey!
I can't do this on my own, cause you know things ain't always sweet when you out here in these streets. But my morpher when it morphed, I made a fake.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Fan Club. We have a fun episode today where we wanted to talk about the future of the brand, and that is Power Rangers, one of the top brands we talk about here on the Fan Club. And if you guys been paying attention, you know we are going into a hiatus year in 2024, and we're in the dark. It's not like we have a huge plan. They never even officially put out a statement saying we're going on a hiatus year. It is just what everyone's telling us, and the producers and the actors that were lined up in New Zealand, we know that all of that is done. We know that there's a reboot project in development, but that's about it. We have Jonathan Entwistle and Jenny Klein part of that. We also know Jonathan Entwistle was just announced to be the director of the Karate Kid movie. Does that push back things? Do we get a new director, somebody new for the Power Rangers project? Does he have everything put together where he's going to be like the Kevin Feige, where he's going to work on multiple things, but at the end of the day, this Power Ranger project has to roll through him and his ideas and what he wants done, and Jenny Klein is going to get that done, right? It's interesting. And when you think about this reboot project, it is safe to say that there isn't going to be Sentai suits. Now, there might be some Sentai influence. They might work with Toei in some way, but I do not believe that we are going to have suits inspired or the same as the Sentai adaptations. The way Power Rangers was put together was built to last for a long time, but we have seen Power Rangers almost get canceled multiple times, and somehow it has stood the test of time for 30 years. But with this format that Power Rangers currently is, it's not making any crazy moves. You have to really take this brand and add some changes to it. And I know some of the fans that love the Sentai and love the way that it is are going to be upset. But at the same time, if you don't change some things up, there's a chance that this brand could get shelved. Now, Hasbro has not had the chance to fully do the thing that they want to do with Power Rangers. Since they took over, they basically have been doing like a Neo Saban with a Hasbro twist. They definitely add more character backstories and just better stories altogether compared to the Neo Saban years. I love a lot of these characters, the Megazords, the suits, like it was super cool. I loved what they did with Dino Fury, Cosmic Fury, even Beast Morphers was a breath of fresh air, but they never fully got that opportunity to sink their teeth into a project that they want to put out with Power Rangers. If you look at it, they've had an opportunity to kind of jump on Transformers. They've had an opportunity to jump on G.I. Joe, My Little Pony. They've had a bunch of different things come out. They just had a Dungeons and Dragons movie come out, but they've never had the opportunity to really give you a live action Power Rangers that's more like TV 14, PG 13, if you will. And I think that's what a lot of the fans want. And why can't we give the fans something else at the same time? Like, if you're going to give us a new universe with new suits, why don't we do an adapted season? Or why don't we do an animated season? That way we could use a bunch of the Sentai suits that were just never used, right? That would be freaking sweet. Like, you could have a storyline of the Kira Major suits, how they are the new Zeo suits or something. There's a lot of things that you could do. And I think Hasbro is starting to learn that Power Rangers is profitable. They did the right thing and they stabilized the brand. But now that the actor strike is over with, I think right now is the time to figure out how we can build off this hype from 2023. I think that it was a pretty good year. And I like what Dawson Ryder said. He said in the video, it was a pretty good year if your expectations weren't super high. And I didn't have any expectations higher than, like, we're going to get a couple shows. You know, we're going to get Once and Always. We're going to get 10 episodes of Cosmic Fury. I expected a Master Morpher. Like, I expected some cool things. But at the same time, I didn't expect things that I, like, didn't think were going to happen, if that makes any sense. I wasn't, like, just making up things like, oh, I want there to be a Gold Ranger helmet, and I want there to be a Yellow Ranger helmet and a Black Ranger helmet, and, you know, just making up things that aren't going to happen. If you're realistic, it was not a bad year, and I'm interested to see what we do in the future. Will we adapt some content? Now, Simon Bennett got a bunch of pushback because he said a few months ago that for Power Rangers to be successful moving forward, they might have to switch up the formula. If they created their own show but used Power Rangers, it might be more successful. Now, why does he say that? He has experience. He's shooting the shows and he does a pretty good job at what he's given, but he's basically saying that they need to step it up. Like, these shows are live action, but they're almost kid shows. They're family shows where the budget isn't huge. They don't have any big names. It's if they went more in a more mature live action original, they might be able to put something together that gets more attention, gets more views. And if they can just get one super successful thing, we can get a bunch of different spin-offs animated. They might bring the Sentai back, or Sentai adaptions, because it's so popular. You never know. But we have to see something strike a success. That's why I've said for years we should have a preschool show, like a Spidey and His Amazing Friends, like a PJ Masks type show for preschoolers, like little kids, and you could teach them all about the different seasons of Power Rangers. I just think that'd be a cash cow, and you could use that to fund a lot of other Power Ranger fan projects that they want, right? Like, come on, Hasbro, time is ticking. Now, obviously we have time, but at the same time, we are like 5 years into this, or 4 years. It's been a long time, guys. I feel like it was 2020 when we first heard the reports of Power Rangers getting a movie. And then it was around that time when the Illuminati reported that Power Rangers could be moving on from the Sentai. And so many fans, I'm talking like thousands of fans, were just bringing backlash at the Illuminati, like they were the bad guys, and they were just hearing the things. These guys have interviewed a lot of Power Ranger actors, a lot of different celebrities, to be honest, from a bunch of different franchises, and they have their ears out there. They have connects. So if they actually report on it, there is a good chance that there is some legs to it. I'm not saying everything that they say is true, because some things can change too. Sometimes you can report on something and later on it comes out that you're like half right, or you were kind of onto something, but really it was something else. It happens sometimes. It's, you know, when you do news, I like to say we are right about a lot of things, we're wrong about a lot of things, but we're consistently right and wrong. Like, we're coming in here with news and things that we're hearing, and sometimes they're gonna be wrong, sometimes they're gonna be on the nose, and with a lot of videos and things that we have covered through the years because of you fans out there and us making fan theories, we have predicted and found out a lot of things about Power Rangers. So that's a shout out to you guys out there. Speaking of you guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Speaking of the comments, let's see what the fans are saying. Davin said, I agree, if changes aren't made, Power Rangers will continue to go downhill and lose money. They need to make changes to bring the brand back on top. I agree. There has to be some realignment. We were a super popular show in the 90s because of this set standard and the way the 90s were. Like in 1993, if you mixed like karate and robots and superheroes and dinosaurs all in one, you had a hit show. And then you had Ron Wasserman with his awesome music, like rock music, man. It was just a full vibe. The thing is that's changed. The Neo Saban era showed us that you can't do that same formula over and over again and expect a success. That's why Hasbro has already made changes every single season that they've put out. You can see a slightly change from each one until you get to Cosmic Fury, and now you see some big changes. I think the big one for me is when I saw the season 2 opener for Dino Fury, like that first big scene where they're jumping out of buildings. It just had a different vibe. Like you could tell it was for Netflix. It seemed a little bit more grown up, even though it was a kid's show, and I liked that. So I'm actually a fan of what Hasbro's been doing. I'm not a fan of everything, but at the same time, I think that they get a lot more hate than warranted. Savage Sal said, I think they should continue to adapt from Super Sentai. It's always cool to see what season comes next. What's up? Hey, I agree. It has been fun, and I've looked forward to that, but at the same time, it's refreshing to not know. There has been a time with Power Rangers where we could predict every single thing that was going to happen. Now it's different. They're obviously showing us that changes are away. Katziar said, I'm with you and Simon. Power Rangers is always at its strongest when using original footage. Still, at the same time, I don't understand why we can't just have both. There's more than enough room for 2 Power Rangers shows taking a different approach to coexist and air simultaneously, even while remaining linked and in continuity with each other. I agree to that point. Like, why can't we have multiple shows? That would be cool, man. Joseph said, maybe they could do what they're doing with Cosmic Fury. Create original suits and ground fights, but adapt the giant battles. I agree to that too. That would be fun, but maybe they want to use the Zords in a different way. It would make sense, though, to adapt the Zords because that's the most expensive thing I hear when it comes to it. I mean, you can just use these Zord battles that are already used, but what if they want to make their own? What if they want to make their own realistic ones or their own Zords to go with their own suits that they're designing? Yo, I love it. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Shout out all of the fans out there that take the time out of their day to watch this content. You are the real MVPs and the reason why we can continue to make videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
I want to give a special shout out to the Gold Ranger members, Anime King Nick, Chaos Draco, The Arctic Operator, Miguel Ortiz, Let's Talk Sports, Papillon Oger, Roderick Ham, Louis Cairns, Salima Ramirez, Danny Nascimento, Stephen Heffelman, Thomas Franco, and Sean Schiffer. Thank you guys again for your support. And if you want a video shout out like this one, sign up to be a Gold Ranger member today. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this content, you know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. You can also become a member. Please join the fan club support team right now. We have a Blue Ranger power up and a Gold Ranger power up. This is an awesome way to talk with the fans, join a fan club official chat group.
You can also be featured in our videos. At the end of the videos, I will shout you out. That's if you get the Gold Ranger Power Up membership. Go check it out. Go support the fan club. We love you guys, and thanks for watching. Peace.
Hi, we're Bulk and Skull. We have been requested by the fan club to say something funny.